going for a walk this afternoon, not only because I can now that I'm off call, but because I went to the gym this morning. I regret it, to be honest with you, because I did like a... I'm not going to be able to walk tomorrow. I'm walking right now because I'm not going to be able to walk tomorrow because my legs are just going to seize up. I went way too hard. And I went because I was trying to like capitalize, like maximize amount of gym time this week. But goddamn, I ruined it, man. It was fun, but it's twice I've done that workout actually, and halfway through both times I was like, oh, I shouldn't have done this. I feel like I don't want to do this anymore. Fucking Bulgarian hip thrusts, man. Squats, split squats. God damn, man. They suck so much ass, it's unreal. But we have a busy week this week. We've got lots to do, and it's going to be lots of fun this weekend as well, because I've got the house to myself, baby. Which is either going to go gangbusters or be the worst thing that could happen to me. We'll see. Hang on the line for that one. It's like a bit of a dice roll. I'm trying to figure out where the cat is. It must be in the kitchen. And it's bedtime. We've been shopping. For some reason we went shopping an hour earlier. A whole hour earlier than normal. Halfway around the shop, I'm like, why is it so bloody busy? Because we're there early. Silly. God. Right, it's annoying now because I've actually got it. When I do go to the gym, in this weather, I'm actually going in jeans. Oh no, I'm not going in jeans. I've got to come back in shorts because I'm going in swim shorts. I go in my swimwear so I can get changed quicker and then get in the pool. Which therefore means I've got to wear shorts because otherwise I'd have to take 2 pairs of socks. Could just take 2 pairs of socks, to be fair. I'm looking forward to being able to go to the gym and I'll be able to have a shower while I'm there. Oh, the showers are so good. I feel like I was saying something. I was going to say something and I've forgotten what it was when I came to bed. Oh yeah, so I'm getting ready for the gym tomorrow. I went to the gym today, like I said this morning. Regretted it. I just want a lie-in, man. I can have a lie-in tomorrow. And by a lie-in, I mean, I just can't, I don't want to go. I just can't be bothered to go. But you got to, man. You got to. Like I say, I'm excited about doing something that I haven't been able to do for a while. Swimming. It's always the thing I miss most about being on call. I've also been assessing this evening, I've been assessing my, my savings and stuff. Trying to figure out if I'm saving at the rate that I should be saving at. It's a bit more complicated than it used to be because I've like shimmying. It looks like I've been saving a lot, but it actually just turns out I've just been kind of one account I used to keep steady at like a certain figure, and now I've let it dip in favour of saving somewhere else, but I kind of just assume that it's at a higher amount. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, but I think this month and next month, as much as I'm waiting for the next Pixel event and gonna buy an iPad mini, are going to be a lot cheaper than previous months because I've had to buy like a whole suit. That wasn't. I thought it was cheap because I bought loads of it and then like returned loads of it. So I spent loads of money, but I was like, but it's basically all being returned. And it turns out the suit is still expensive. So individually, I still spent a lot of money, you know. I kind of tricked myself into thinking I wasn't spending a lot of money, and that was silly. I'm doing that thing where I'm just vlogging because I should vlog and not because I've got anything interesting to say. Look at this, guys. First day of the year, day of this season, coat. Haven't worn a coat since like spring. It feels great. And actually, as much as I should be saving money right now, I am actually probably in the market for a new coat. My old coat that I loved so much is definitely like ruined. It's got like holes in the armpit now because I've just thrown it around so much. This coat is not really a coat. It's also old. Dad said it looks really cheap and knackered. Cheers, Dad. Anyway, that's by the by. I should be swimming, or I should have finished swimming by now. I woke up this morning at 5 and was like, oh my Jesus Christ, I feel like I could die. Went back to sleep for half an hour. My final alarm went off. So I have an alarm that goes off between 5:25 and 5, and that's on my watch and it'll wake me up in theory when I'm most receptible to being woken up. And then there's my actual alarm at 5:25. I'm so tired. I wake up, get downstairs, and my eyes are just like, I look like I've been punched in both eyes because they're just so dark. And I'm like, Jesus, I don't want to do this. I had my grapefruit, brushed my teeth. I was about to get dressed to go, and I'm like, you shouldn't go, man. We'll go tonight. I'm either going to go tonight or tomorrow morning, based on whether or not I get fucked, basically, because I might be on call tonight. Don't want to be, but I might be. If I am on call tonight, then I'll go tomorrow morning. If not, then I'll go tonight. I probably missed a good one as well, because I bet it's really nice and cold this morning. Hopefully it's nice and cold tonight. Nice and crisp, nice clear night. It's usually quieter at night as well, to be fair. It is better at night, usually. It's just more of a pain, like, I have more time in the morning for it to fit in. Whereas at night, like, you've got to have dinner, you've got to let your dinner go down a little bit before you can go swimming. You know what I mean? It's just, so I think swimming's a morning sport, and the problem with that is everyone else goes in the morning. But hopefully when it, like, as it gets colder and darker in the mornings, I think people will be less and less likely to go to an outdoor swimming pool in like 0 degrees temperature. It's heated though, it's absolutely friggin' lovely. Even in cold, well, it's not really been that cold. Remember me saying the other week about like how you get deceptive about like what cold temperature it's. It's now like 6 or 7 degrees. 12 degrees was my cutoff on the run up to summer, where I'd stop wearing a coat. And yeah, so there you go. That's on the run up to summer. And I'd wear a hoodie at that point. Or was it a t-shirt? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why, but I'm absolutely pooped. I need a lie-in and hopefully a weekend off without a car, which means I'm Saturday I can have a lie-in. Friday can't really have a lie-in because I've got work. But the thing is that you don't go to bed early when you're on your own, because you've got no catalyst. The only reason I go to bed is because Laura goes to bed, basically. Otherwise I just like don't know when to go to sleep, you know. But anyway, I might be on call tonight. Why is that? Let's chat about that, because I was talking about it with Laura yesterday. I think it's quite interesting. So we have an on-call rota in our team. There's 4 of us on it, and it's a week long. So every 4th week I'm on call during hours and after hours. After hours we're monitoring production, so if anything goes wrong in production, I get alerted, have to either fix it or monitor it or whatever. There's 5 of us in the team, but one of us is a contractor, and presumably that's the reason why he's not on call, because calculating pay for contractor pay, maybe that's too complicated, I don't know. Anyway, so we also have these all hands. So every month we have an all hands in London, where we all go to a place, and in theory there's like drinks after. Last month I was on call, but we went, there was like a big party or whatever. That was the first in-person thing for a long time, so it was bigger than most. Tonight there's another one. It's just relatively small. They can't do a big one every month, that's ridiculous. But anyway, so the person that is on call, and basically I think these things are monthly and our thing is every 4 weeks, so in theory it's going to be either me or him on call every single time. I think he's going, so I felt like I should offer to take over on call, because, you know what I mean, I'm sat at home, I'm not really doing anything, and I didn't want to because it felt unfair, and I couldn't like figure out why it felt unfair. It just kind of feels like that's mean, you know what I mean? Like, in theory it doesn't matter to me that to be on call because I'm sat at home not doing anything, but also like it feels unfair that, like, it feels like it would set a precedent that I'm the one most likely not to go to this thing because I'm in Bristol, and therefore like any time it's on basically Jamie can cover. And then right, so that was my dilemma. I'm like, do I offer to take over? But I don't want to set a precedent and always do it, because I've just been on call for a week, you know. Laura said that this is like an only child trait, where like you don't stick up for yourself basically, because I feel like not offering is mean rather than like the default, you know what I mean? Like the default is for me to offer to cover rather than anything else. But so the way that Laura worded it was like, if last week when I was on call we wanted to go to the cinema, and like we wanted to go for a meal to a restaurant, I wanted to go swimming in the mornings, right? And I couldn't because I was on call. So we're going to the cinema this week. Like we made plans around that process. If like this, while it's a work thing, it's still effectively a night out. Like, so like do we have a process now where if you're going on a night out, people will cover you? Like, that doesn't feel fair, does it? Like, and again, like, even me saying it now, it feels mean. So basically, like, the approach is gonna be, I'm not gonna offer, obviously, to take over. If it comes up, I'm not gonna be able to say no. That's my problem, and I know that. So my like bare minimum is that I'm only covering until 6 in the morning when I can go swimming, rather than 8 in the morning, which would be the default override time. But yeah, I feel like the only real fair way of doing it is recognizing that there's this thing. We either stick with the, oh, you're on call every whatever, because it'll basically be, I see, if I cover this, or if I offer to cover it, effectively every month I'll be on call for it. I'll either be on call for it and be there because of how it lies, or I'll be on call for it and not be there, and that doesn't seem fair. So I think the only real way to do it would be to have like almost a separate rota. So every time this happens, we like recognize it as a different event. Every time it's on, we alternate who's on call for it, kind of irrespective of the actual real rota, because the real rota will only ever really have me and this other dude. We could then have like, oh, we all just on that day, on that evening, swap to a different rota, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I was like, yesterday I was really like consumed with the guilt of wanting to offer, because I think that's like the team playery thing to do, but it's also like I say, like it sets a relatively unfair precedent. Which Laura's like, I don't think that's unfair at all, and I'm like, but I think it's unfair. And she's like, yeah, she says that's because I'm an only child, and I'm like allergic to conflict, unless I'm like thrust into conflict, and then I'm like more than happy with it. In fact, I thrive in it. I thrive in a good conflict, as long as it's based on like debate and like facts rather than feelings. But yeah, that's what's been on my mind basically all of yesterday. So we'll find out. Basically, if that conversation doesn't happen, then I won't be on call tonight. I can go swimming tonight. That's the ideal situation. If not, then I'll be off call by 6 o'clock in the morning and I can go swimming. Look at this fog. It's incredible, mate. The only threat to swimming later is if my legs seize up. Yesterday, obviously, I went to the gym, did lots of leg stuff. They're aching now. I went for that walk to try and keep them moving. I just sat down for a little bit and woof. I really need to get back into the office a little bit more, man. I'm finding it so hard to get anything done. I've fallen into such a pit, you know what I mean? I went swimming after work. After work I just like cooked so that I could go swimming, and then Laura wasn't feeling very well. Although she was much better by the time I came back, but it meant that like I could spend a full hour there rather than, so I'm not have to try and rush back for 9 or just after 9, but I didn't get back till like 20 to 10. It was good. I had like a full hour swim, did everything, like pushed on arms and legs separately, still did 2,000 meters in an hour. Happy days. I don't have the battery to say what I wanted to say, but yeah, it makes me feel much better, and I need to talk to you about something tomorrow, if I remember. The thing I was interested in, I was thinking about last night, and I'd be really interested for you guys watching now, if any of you have got this far. No new viewers would have, so it's kind of a bit of a null point. But like, how old do you think I am? That's my question, right? And the reason I think about it, so is it the swimming in the evening is so much different to the morning. Like in the morning, people go and they're like going to do lengths and stuff, you know. Whereas in the evening, there's a lot more of like a party vibe at the gym. Like there's just like people like kind of having like gatherings and parties like in the sauna bits, which is kind of next to the pool. And then like the people in the pool are just kind of like bobbing around, you know. They're just kind of people like maybe after a workout or after work, they just want to relax rather than put in lengths like I am. So that in general, like there's less people there anyway, so you can pay more attention, and then there's just like more like older people is what I'm going to say, right? So there's this woman there, and she's swimming like kind of next to me in the lane, and I look at her and I'm like just disassociating my brain and thinking about the stuff. I'm looking at her, I'm like, I wonder what you're doing. Like, you're here, maybe you're waiting for someone else who's also in the gym, maybe like a kid's in a class, because they do different stuff there like that. And I'm like, yeah, she's probably like a mum, probably like mid-30s, etc., right? And then it dawned on me, you know what, actually, I bet you she's more or less my age. And I say that because I'm old, right? I'm getting old. But like, at what point do you start to feel like you're old? So, bear with me on this little journey through the way my mind works. I was watching a swim or whatever, as she goes past, and I'm like, why do I think that you're like a mum, like you're older than me? Why do I think that? Because you're not necessarily. And like, now this is where it gets weird, so don't read too much into this, but like, obviously I spend a lot of time in the gym now. I spend more time at the gym than I do anywhere else that isn't home. So I'm around different types of people, you know, like everyone at the gym is in general fitter than people who are at Sainsbury's, right? She's like quite fit looking, but she's also like big or bigger, you know, like all the guys at the gym are already big, right? Bear with me with this. So she's like bigger, like an adult, right? I don't feel like that. I feel like a child, right? So whenever I'm in the gym, I always think everyone else looks bigger than me. She looks bigger than me, and I was trying to imagine, like, it would be weird for me to like talk to you and like try and, I don't know, like pull you, I guess, for lack of a better word, because like I think you're so much older than me. Even though I'm like taller than most people, like physically I'm bigger, I'm taller, I'm just like skinnier and mentally younger, I guess. So at what point is it that you start to feel more like an adult man than a like late teens boy? That's my question. Secondly, like, imagine a world where for some reason I'm going to the club and trying to like pull a bird, right? Bear with me. I can't picture that in the same way that I can't picture trying to like talk to and make a move on this woman, because inherently I feel like they're older than me, right? So I'd be like, it's kind of weird like going to someone and being like, I feel like I'm too young for that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, if you put us together, I'd be like, I'm in the wrong place. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I'd think that in a club. So like, if we went to a club and then there was like a group of people, dudes or otherwise, dancing or whatever, I'd be like, I'm not like old enough to integrate there, but I'm probably like 6 years older than them. That's fucked, man. And like how I thought that she was a mum, do people look at me and think I'm a dad? I know people my age who have 3 kids. That's fucked. Really fucking threw me. It really like played with my mind. I don't know how to like process that. But my theory is that like, because me and Laura have been dating since we were in school, we kind of like automatically peg each other. Like, if you'd have put her and Laura next to each other, I talked to Laura about this last night as well, so it's fine. If you just put her and Laura next to each other, I'd assume she's older, the other person. This is properly just like a pouring of my mind, by the way. It's so easy to say something I shouldn't say, yeah. So if I do, don't cancel me, alright? You ready for me to dance around this? So like, at what point do like you start to feel like manly or womanly, right? Obviously if you stood Laura next to this person, Laura's fit. Dancing around this, but like mentally the image I have of Laura isn't as a woman dancing. Eggshells. I think that's because we've been together for so long. Like, part of us kind of caps, maybe it's because we've not had a kid, Or like we've often said this about like marriage, like people seem to get married and have kids around the 3-year mark. Me and Laura have been together for 12 now, right? But why would we get married? It's kind of happened too long, you know what I mean? What's different now? Also, like, the idea of it doesn't appeal as much as I think it does to some people when like we have a very specific small wedding, whatever. Yeah, like why is it that I don't see myself as that age? Or, even weirdly, Laura is that age, even though we both are, you know? How weird is that? There's just like a dive into my mind there. But I think it's something to do with us knowing each other for so long. And it's a bit like Laura's sister. I will always think Laura's sister is like 18. Always. Like, I'll always assume that. She's like 25 now. But like, I'll just always picture that. Obviously I see her less though, so that's a little bit more reasonable. But yeah, so I had a bit of a little like, not meltdown, but like a midlife crisis, like existential thing. I was like, God, what is age? It's probably some kind of like body dysmorphia thing on my part that I'll kind of never see myself as a man. But like, yeah, it's weird that it also affects how I look at other people. Yeah, I guess my question is, how old do you think I am? How old do I look if you didn't know my age? And then also, like, can you relate to this in any way, shape or form? Is it like a body dysmorphia thing? Is it a weird thing where, because me and Laura have been together for so long, you just kind of, do like 40-year-olds cap themselves, if you got together at like late 20s, 30s, do you think of yourselves as 30s still rather than 40s? Because I think as well, like, so if I spent more time around people who are my age, like, would I feel more like I'm their age? That makes sense? If I like went to clubs and like whatever, like had different girlfriends or whatever, would I feel more their age, or would I still feel younger even if they are my age? All questions I want the answers to. Anyway, that's just a little, say, tap, just turn the tap on into the depths of my mind, and that's what floats around in there sometimes. But otherwise, I had a great time swimming. It was a lot of fun. And we've got another day today. We're going to watch James Bond tonight. We're going to cinema. So Laura's back in the office today, even though I told her not to go into the office because we need to turn around quick, because the time between the cinema and getting home isn't very big. But she's a fucking spineless, so if they ask her to come in, she'll come in. She feels like she doesn't have an option. My legs when I went swimming yesterday were so like achy doing breaststroke, and I'm also trying to get to the bottom of my issue doing front crawl, where I just kind of run out of breath. I'm trying to figure out if it's a breathing thing, like am I just exhaling too much, which is a possibility, and not holding my breath underwater and only exhaling when I have to, or is it just like the act of moving my legs saps my brain energy so much? Is that because they're more massive than they used to be, like more like mass to them, means they require more energy to move? Is it just because they're weak? Don't know, I'm trying to figure that out. But doing kicks kills me. But not just like it makes my legs burn, like it sends my heart rate through the roof. But then like front crawl, like just arms, I can do for days. So I'm trying to get to the bottom of that. That was the other thing I was thinking about, trying to suss out while I was swimming. Don't have a very exciting day ahead of me today. Also, some people might be a bit hungover from yesterday, depends on how good the all hands was in London. I really need to find something interesting I can get my teeth stuck into, or I'm gonna struggle over the next couple of days or weeks. Also, like, we're going to a wedding soon, right? That's why I'm buying stuff for a suit. Yeah, we're going to a wedding. I feel like, oh god, this is weird. It's like one of my first, it's my second wedding I've been to. First one I've got my first proper like adult outfit. I don't know people my age, I know people I went to school with. Adam, the one who used to play euphonium, if I ever talked about him, he's married. That's fucking weird. Do you think I'm going to get to sit there today, or has it been claimed? I think it might have been claimed. Not sure how, but maybe my laptop overheats down there. So I've had the fan on it. Which is a bit overkill, to be honest with you, but some really weird performance issues. It is 4:30, I've logged off. I was just pairing with someone on my team. Oh, my legs. Oh my god, that crack. Monty was chilling with me earlier. See this? See his bed? No. Don't know where he's gone. Right, I'm gonna go for a quick walk, and then I've got to cook so that basically Laura can get home, eat, and leave. To get to the cinema, we're leaving here at 7-ish. So interestingly, that guy I was working with today, he is my age. If I'm not saying my age. He's my age, or like so I turn into his age. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Okay. He's there. Left the bathroom door open. And in here, I bet the window's open. Oh fucking hell. Oh, I would have been in trouble there, Moo Moo. He said that when he turned my age, when he turned the age I'm going to turn next, that was when he was like, okay, now I feel old. So maybe that's the thing. I've just got a couple more months and then I feel old officially. I need to figure out what my plan is tomorrow vis-a-vis the gym. So I normally gym Thursdays, and it's usually #long walk Thursdays, right? I've got a little bit more time than I normally do. 17 bloody degrees outside, boys. I'm just checking if it's going to rain. I normally have long walk Thursdays, but I don't need to have long walk Thursdays because there's no all hands tomorrow, because it was on Tuesday instead. So in theory, I could start work and end work on the same time I normally do. And when I go to the gym on those days, I just do like an hour swim. I need to figure out what I'm doing tomorrow at the gym, because last time we went to the cinema on a Wednesday, and I was supposed to go to the gym on a Thursday, I did not go to the gym on a Thursday because I ate too much popcorn. But we're going to watch James Bond. You're going to have popcorn when you're watching James Bond. The reason I went on Monday was because I wanted to maximise... Did I go Monday? Yeah, I went Monday morning when I was still on call. I did that because I wanted to maximise my... opportunity to go to the gym, because tomorrow evening Laura's taking the car to Nottingham, which means I'm obviously less able to drive to the gym without a car. I can still get there because I can like walk, cycle, skateboard, Uber if I really want to. I won't do that. But yeah, so the question is, tomorrow, do I go? Because I've got to go in the morning, or I don't go at all. And B, if I do go, how long do I go for? Do I go for just an hour and do the swim stuff, do swimming, or do I go for an hour and do like cardio or a weights thing? Or do I go for longer and just do my normal long walk Thursdays and finish later? But then if I finish later, then... or do I just opt into just finishing later like I normally do? Even though I hate working late. I much prefer finishing at 4:30. Yeah, I wouldn't normally swim on a Thursday. I wouldn't normally swim more than once in a week, and I've already swum once this week. But if I'm like cycling there, I'm not going to take too much stuff with me, so it'll be awkward to carry. And therefore, like, if I'm not taking too much stuff, then I'm not going to take a towel and the swim stuff, because I don't want to carry all of that stuff on the way back, and there's no point getting out of the pool and showering and get changed just to get sweaty on the ride back. So maybe I should swim and then gym session on another day. I don't know. We went to go see James Bond. It's bedtime now. It's very bedtime. It's very late. It was really good. I would recommend. I thought it was a little bit predictable, but it's James Bond. James Bond's always predictable. I called the ending like 1/3 of the way through, maybe. About that. Obviously no spoilers. But yeah, it was really good. Recommend. Happy days. it's bedtime, ladies and gentlemen. I need to end the video as well. Go and swim in tomorrow if I wake up. It's tough because it's gone midnight. It's very surprising that I've eaten too much popcorn and too much Coke. So, thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I will catch you later.